Welcome to In Between Sets. I'm your host, Caitlin.
And I'm Abigail.
And we have our first guest ever, which is appropriate because she's both of our coaches. Miss Megan Long, how are you?
First of all, thanks for having me as your first guest. You guys didn't even tell me I was your first guest.
I know.
It was the one that we mutually agreed on should definitely be on the show. So yeah.
Yeah, I would have been way more hyped. No, I'm just kidding.
First one, best one.
First one,
I'm doing so well today. I do feel so excited to be able to chat with you guys because I've been watching your guys' podcast and just the growth and development in you guys since you've started and joined A-Team, and to see you guys just keep striving to just try new things, put yourself out there has made me so freaking proud. So the fact that I get to be on it today, I feel really honored.
Well, and it's cool too because like when we talked about like the whole in between sets thing is like always constantly growing and all of this kind of stuff. Like even obviously being your client, like we've watched you grow as a coach, like from like when I started following you as deep into being like a bodybuilding competitor to then starting A-Team to being like, nobody cares, work harder, coach. You are now, it's just like, it's so cool. So I feel like it's so fitting, especially for the first one, like, man, like where we all started to know.
When I look back on that, I'm like, God, I remember when people used to make that like their background, like the nobody cares work harder thing as their background, and they'd like tag me in it. And I'm like, now I'm looking back and I'm like, oh, that's a little toxic.
So I still have the flag.
And now I'm like, you know what? Fuck culture society. That's what's ruining women. You need to rest and be in tune with your body. And I look back and I'm like, I was part of the problem.
I was that person. My mom will come over and go, you can work hard and people still care. Thanks, Mom.
Okay, says no fucking Nancy over there.
Oh,
gosh.
I used to make fun of Abigail because it would be like plastered all over her, like her phone screen, I think was harder.
Literally.
And I was like, I mean,
honestly, it was fitting. It's very
I care.
I care.
Yeah.
But what's funny though is like that, like at the time, how you were was like what I needed. And then it just worked out because like I was like kind of growing out of that at the same pace. Yeah. So it ended up working out like perfect because I think like I kind of needed somebody to be like, shut up. Like,
yeah. And the thing is like I've just learned, right? I was young when I started, and like where I was at and like the environment that I was in, like I only knew what I knew. And at the time, that was kind of coaching. It was like, just shut the fuck up. Did you get your shit done this week or not? I don't care about the emo. I would literally tell people in their check-ins, like, keep the emotions out of it. Like, did you follow the plan or not?
Literally.
I'm like, I don't care that your boyfriend broke up with you. Like, did you hit your macros or not? Like, what? How fucking insensitive. But again, that was like, I feel like that was more of the fitness culture at the time. But what's been cool to see is like as I was growing, it was like I was almost shifting my clients to grow with me.
And you kept the clients that wanted to grow with you, which was like really cool to see.
Yeah, because it's like that you can't live in that for that long. And for the people that have been with me literally since I started A-Team still, and like you're pretty much one of those people, like you're not very far behind. It's cool to really see the fact that like that was what you needed then, but without sacrifice, you haven't been able to have the balance. So it's like, what that structure and that discipline, like, that's there. But now you're also having duality with having like the balance and not just like, okay, well, my body's tired, shut the fuck up, just go to the gym. It's like, no, I'm tired, I'm taking a rest day.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but we're already obviously talking about A-Team, but I want to go back to the beginning of like, obviously grew up in Arizona, moved to Austin, started competing, started A-Team, then kind of reinvented again, moved to Florida. So kind of like start us from the beginning, like what led you to like wanting for A-Team, that kind of stuff.
So I had already been competing. So I'll start back with the fitness. What got me into fitness was I actually started just like not really liking how I looked. I was 17. And I started going to the gym because I had a boyfriend and he broke up with me and he called me fat. And I was like,
revenge body.
Yeah.
I'm in high school at this point, like be for
Right.
real. I'm like, I'm gonna know, I'm gonna get hot and I'm gonna win him back.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Uh-huh.
what? Like, I want him back. He just broke up with me and called me fat, and I'm like, I'm gonna go get him.
Exactly.
You know what I'm gonna try harder. So I started going to the gym, and there was this girl, this older woman who was just always in there just killing it. And she was getting leaner and she was getting leaner. And then I saw on Facebook, because it was like Instagram wasn't really even like that popular. There was no fitness influencers. Like it wasn't like that. I was like, I went up to her and I was like, hey, what are you doing? And she was like, oh, I'm getting ready for a show. And I was like, a show? Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Like a beauty pageant. She's like, no, it's for like fitness. And I was like, I want to do that. And so she like gave me all the details. Actually, originally was gonna do the WBFF, where it's like the fashion,
Uh-huh.
all of that.
Like Victoria's Secret
I think
bodybuilding.
Yes.
Ashley Warner, because she did that.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
And then I started looking into it and I was like, well, I definitely don't have the money to do all that. You're buying like,
Version of this.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, Sheen wasn't around, so
Yeah, right.
I couldn't like get all the gowns and do all the things and whatnot. So then I like somehow stumbled, I just kept doing more research and I was like, NPC, like what's NPC? So then I went online, google.com, hired a coach just off of online
Beautiful.
and they're $300 a month. And at the time, that was a lot of money.
I was gonna say that is, I don't
That's a
feel like
lot.
at that time.
Dude, like 10 years ago, I was, but I was just getting out of like, I was living with my mom still. I was 17, but I was starting to like get in to live on my own. And I was like, I can do this. Like, I can do this. And talked to her through email. She made me a cookie cutter meal plan. Just like, it was just awful. It was awful, but I didn't know. So I was like, this is great.
Yeah.
Yep.
This.
Chicken,
And
rice, and broccoli 6 times a day.
Yeah.
dude, fish for breakfast.
Yep.
Yes.
Fish for breakfast. I would get a cheat meal every week. And guess
Oh.
what she told me? I can eat whatever I want as long as it's in an hour window.
Oh,
I would eat like
Would be
4,000
so
calories.
yes.
Ruin the entire week.
Oh,
But I was still losing weight. I was working.
yeah.
And up all the way up until like 4 weeks out, I would have that cheat meal.
Hey, Megan, where's my cheat meal?
You have 1 hour on Saturday.
Yeah. Megan goes, you have 1 hour on Saturday.
Run it up.
Yeah.
Dude, I'd get fucking anything you could think of. I'd be in the grocery store eating a box of Oreos while I just
Wow.
I don't know. I thought that was normal. And there wasn't all these like buzzwords either around like eating disorders and body dysmorphia and relationship with food and like all of that. Like there was none of that. So you guys have to remember, like I'm going into this like I know nothing.
Yep.
And there isn't like the research and the backing, and there isn't all of these things to be like, oh, that's a bad coach. That's a red flag. I feel like there's so much more information out there now to be able to kind of like determine and make the decision if like this is a good coach or not. And you can also kind of like go through their page, ask some of their clients, like, hey, what's your experience? Like, whatever. But I mean, there's nothing. She didn't even talk to me on show day. I got one Pop-Tart on show day. Didn't even tell me when to eat it. So I wake up, I fucking wake up and eat a Pop-Tart, and then I don't go on stage for like 4 more hours.
My God.
I didn't win.
Say, but did you win?
But I'm just picturing you're like the most confident person back there. Like, I'm gonna crush
Oh,
it
dude, I'm taking
today.
selfies. I didn't even, my hair was like this short, blonde, just straight, tanned my face. I didn't fucking know anything. But also, I feel like bodybuilding was a lot bigger than too.
Yeah.
Just it was different. Like there was 3 call out at a regional show. I know because I was in it.
Yeah.
I know because I was in it. But there was
People that
also
don't get
a
money.
lot more dedication and patience and understanding. People now, if they don't go win the overall at their first show, they think that this isn't for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, dude, I'd even win my first show for my first season. Yeah, I'm calling you out right now, Kate. It's like I didn't win until like my second season. And when I got my first win, I was like, oh, I'm good. I had already done like 4, 5, no, my third season actually, because I had 3 coaches. I worked with that girl, and then I worked with this other local guy, and then I worked with Dylan Bear was my actual like first ever like good coach.
Yeah.
where I was like, oh, like, and then I got my first win 3 seasons in. Can you guys imagine people now not winning or getting first place in a bodybuilding show 2 seasons in a row and then keep going? No,
I don't know that I could, I'll be honest with you.
right? And that was just like, it wasn't, and then I didn't go to nationals till like my third or fourth season, like did one national, like, it was so much more about doing this because you loved to work
Yeah.
out and you loved the process and
It
you
was the
loved
process more than anything
it was
back then.
all of it. It was all of it. And like I just couldn't wait to do it again every single time. And now there's just it's like it's so difficult for people to take a loss
Yeah.
because they also feel all this pressure around them that like, oh well, people, what are people going to think that I didn't win? And there's so much social media and judgment and like people can watch your show online and it's just like I don't know. It just changed so much
Mhm.
that I was like it's not what I signed up for anymore. It's kind of
Well, I
like
think
a
when,
relationship and
yeah,
they change so much and you're like of course things are supposed to evolve. I have no bodybuilding should evolve. It should grow as everything does. But I feel like I outgrew that too. So it's hard for me to even want to, continue to push and getting like prep clients and things like that because I was like, I'm not passionate about what it's turned into. And it's not that I don't love bodybuilding. Like there's always like a little bit of like misinterpretation on that. I feel like people think that I don't like bodybuilding or I like bash it or anything like that. Like I fucking love it. Like I
right.
love it. I just like love what I fell in love with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, well, it shaped you as a coach at the beginning. It shaped who you are now. Like you can't really hate something that you loved for so long. Like it's okay to outgrow and grow separate directions with something like that. But
It's
like,
kind of how we were with like CrossFit. Like
yeah,
I don't hate
For
it,
sure.
but
It's just
it's
not for you.
for
it's
me
just not the
anymore.
same
Yeah.
anymore, and that's okay. Like,
Yep. Yeah,
uh,
and I almost feel sad because I really like it makes me I don't know, I just wish people would have got the experience that I did
Mhm.
with that because it makes sense why I did it for so long. I mean, to be in that space for like 10 years is a really long time,
Mhm.
but I feel like their longevity in the sport is like it's so much shorter now because there's also so many more extremes right now. Like I didn't take PEDs until I was like 24, 25, already competing 4 or 5 seasons. Like
Right.
there wasn't, okay, I'm ready to take performance enhancements. I'm like, well, you're a true novice. So
Yeah.
why don't you just like put on some muscle first or like see if you even like this? It's like
Out for more than 6 months.
Yeah.
women are just going from like and then they're taking all these things. It's just like your career's a lot shorter these days for sure because I always tell like my clients too, like you only have so many preps in your body.
Yeah.
And you never know if this is going to be your last one or the next one your body's just going to say like, yeah, honestly, we don't want to get 8% body fat because that happens, right? Like that happens to where your body is literally fighting you. It doesn't feel safe enough to drop body fat.
Yeah.
And that's like another thing is women don't understand that our bodies are so much smarter than we will ever like even really be able to fathom. And that's what I love about coaching so much is that I feel like I'm always wanting to learn more about like I'm obsessed with learning about like the female body.
Mhm.
Like,
Wait, speaking of that, I don't think I texted you this. I'm in a biology class right now. My
yeah,
professor, he goes, the more you learn about biology, the more you realize that the female body or like females are the superior
Oh yeah.
gender because of
Yeah.
like
you
how
run the
the
motherfucking world.
body, yeah, literally the body can like, I mean,
I
like
mean, look at your tits.
exactly.
No, like it's fascinating and it's brilliant because we're not taught, and this is where it's like I'm like, how can they not like change school systems? Like why I don't give a fuck about the periodic table when I don't even know what my vagina looks like. Like,
Right.
let me take a
Literally.
mirror down there and just like scope it out. And like, we're not like taught to learn about ourselves like that. And the female body is always communicating with you. I mean,
Wild to me how like
we just did a whole team call on decoding hormones. Go ahead, sorry.
no, no, it's wild to me. Like it's the same thing of what you talked about the team call, like how 20-year-old, 30-year-old, sometimes 40-year-old women still don't know what cycles there are. Like still don't know
Oh, it's worse than that. It's
what
five.
hormones are produced during what cycle. Like they don't understand and don't like they have like the most like minor conception of it. Like
How
Everything to turn off
right?
all the signals, like the caffeine, the
yes.
busyness, the this, the that, like then you don't know. How are you supposed to know?
That's what
Mhm.
I'm saying. Like, where would they learn that? How would they know?
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
only know what they know. And when you start to ignore them for so long and get disconnected, your body stops sending them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? It's like you're texting a fucking, if you're texting someone all the time and they're not responding, you're going to stop texting.
Yep.
That's exactly what happens inside your body. And that's why people say I'm out of tune with my hunger cues or I'm not in tune with these because they stop happening. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what bodybuilding, usually does and like even did to me. Like it took me a long time to even know what it felt like to like actually be hungry because it's like more mental hunger, right? You're used to like I'm not eating because I'm hungry. It's 2 o'clock. It's time to eat.
Yep.
It's meal two. It's what, okay, cool. I can eat in 30 minutes. How, like, I was on, you get on like such like a rigid structure that like it doesn't matter what your body's saying. You're tired, you're still going to the gym.
So do you think when you came towards the end of like competing, do you feel like it was, the coaching, the bodybuilding culture, the like lack of being in tune with your body, the relationships, like do you think there was like a specific thing that made you like, I hate this now, or was it kind of like a combination of all those things?
I didn't know that like it was gonna happen. Like it didn't just like something just hit me. Um, because after I turned pro or like during that whole process, like I loved it. And I had been working with Matt and Matt and I had developed a really good relationship through like my previous relationship. And him and I were like growing our relationship. And I was actually his only like NPC bikini competitor. And like he took me on and took a risk. And I was like, I'm gonna fucking make sure. Like I remember on our call when I was like, I need your help. Like I don't trust anybody else. And he was like, I don't like to fucking lose. And I was like, me neither, so buckle up.
Yeah, right.
And then I remember getting off stage and I told him, I'm going to be your first bikini Olympian and I'll do whatever it takes. And he was like, I know you will. And then when I had time to process everything, like once I got off stage, like obviously I was fucking hype.
Mhm.
Like I was pumped. I was just like, oh my God, I've been working for this for fucking what feels like my entire life. And I did it. And then when I had time to process the next day, I was like, I don't feel any different.
Yeah.
I feel no different. I actually think that I feel like relieved that it's done, that I don't have to chase this goal because, when I do things, I do them full out. I'm
Mhm.
not stopping. If I say I'm gonna go turn pro, I'm not stopping until I do that because I finish the things that I start.
Mhm.
And once I finished it, I felt like a weight was off of my shoulders and I remember looking in the mirror and I was like, I look disgusting. I was like, I am 5'2", 110 pounds, just fucking muscle brick. Like I was like, I don't feel confident in clothes outside of gym clothes. Clothes don't fit me right. Um, Wanted to just gain the weight back so fast because I hated how I looked. So I was like, I want more body fat on me like now.
Mhm.
And then once I started kind of just like not adhering to the reverse because I just didn't care, I couldn't figure out why I didn't care. And like, I mean, again, like I feel like I was disrespecting Matt too because like, we'd have conversations and I would just be like, I don't know, Matt. Like I can't care.
Mhm.
I can't find myself to go to the gym. I wake up and all I want to do is fucking walk around Austin and eat food and not give a fuck. And I don't want to do anything that anybody else tells me like at all. I
Yeah.
just exist. And like these feelings kept like I don't think I ever gave myself access to them because it's like when you shut that off in your brain and you're like, wait, I actually didn't know that I was feeling that because I didn't allow myself to feel it because I was gonna finish the job. And so once I started allowing myself to feel it, that I was like, what is all of this doing for me? And I'm so grateful that I had like Brandon and Shannon in my life because they are so on the outside. They're very anti-bodybuilding, very, very much. And when I started kind of like opening up to them about stuff and they started like giving me like, okay, we've been waiting to talk to you about like some of this
Like
stuff.
they were outside of the picture and could like
They
see.
would support me like they never missed a show. They were so excited. They didn't understand why I wanted to keep doing this. And like, because also, it's like, oh, you just stopped living for like 6 months or whatever time it is. And I feel like it stunts your personal development because you're like, oh my God, I can't deal with this right now. I'm in prep after prep after prep. And everything just kind of gets pushed in this box in your head. And then when you're done, you almost have to figure out where you were before you started.
Right.
Oh, let me get back to where I was before I started. And then you're like, let me catch momentum again. And you're like, oh, time to prep again. So that was like my life. And then when I didn't do it for a year, I was like, I just don't think I could go back because I'm growing so much more as a person and the things that I'm focusing on, like, it just doesn't matter. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. I don't want to do the things that I need to do to be a good pro. I don't want to keep taking performance enhancements. I don't want to keep putting my body through this. I don't want to keep just like, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
What else? And then it was the fear of, okay, well, am I going to lose my credibility? Am I going to lose my business? Are people not going to want to work with me? Like, what is this going to look like? And I cared so much more about that than I did on how, like, it was making me feel that I didn't have this pressure to do that anymore. So like I sat with it for a really long time, like a really long time. When I finally came out with like my truth videos and things like that about like kind of like tearing down the identity of Meg's Fit. I mean, I've already probably been like sitting on that for like 6 months, 7 months. I just like was trying to process on my own and figure out like, okay, before I do something public, then I'm like, oh, never mind. Let me like sit with this, like really sit with this.
What do you feel like was like when you were kind of going through that and you saw that it was going to actually change your business, like it was going to change the trajectory of it. When you were sitting with it, what did it look like for you as an entrepreneur, as like a business lead, like as a leader with amongst your girls? Like what was kind of the trigger for you to know, and I don't want to say trigger, maybe just like where did you land on, okay, I think this is where I want to take a team, like by sitting with all of that.
I like it was more about like things have to change, right? People have to grow. And I feel like you can get so complacent because it's bodybuilding and like coaching women like that. I mean, it became so easy to me. Like it was like mindless. I mean, of course, like to this day, I can look at a body and I can tell you where you're gonna be, what you need, like where your food should be at, like what you're doing. I could probably tell you what's going on with your hormones by just having conversations with you. Like I wasn't that actually educated in hormones by then, like as I am now, but I was like, I think that I could actually have real impact by, I thought impact for me, I'm like, oh my God, I'm helping people chase their dreams. Like good for me. And then I was realizing when my clients were getting off stage, it's like now the real work starts.
Right.
And I was like, how am I like saying that like I don't agree with this and then I'm putting them through that. And again, it's your goal. And like I know, Kate and I like we have a different approach now because it's like we're prepping you to be better when you get off.
Mhm.
Because I didn't have that. But I was like giving women their health back, their vitality back, seeing them like come back online, come alive, like have confidence. I've helped so many women be able to get pregnant that thought they weren't ever going to be able to have a baby. Like I just helped someone create a family. And I was just like, dude, that's fucking impact. And I was like, I just want to take it further than that. I want to do it on a larger scale. And I can't do that if I'm traveling to bodybuilding shows every weekend. And it started to affect me too. I mean, there was a year I was gone like every fucking weekend, weekend after weekend after weekend, that I'm like, dude, this is taking away from my life too. And like, this isn't real impact. I feel like it's almost like a false sense of impact because yes, it's cool. I helped you, win an overall, or I helped you turn pro, and that was your dream. But it's also like now what? Like there's just so much more to like life, I feel like, than that. And teaching women how to understand and decode their hormones and be in tune with their body and know, I mean, even give them their confidence back. I teach women fucking boundaries. We talk about, I mean, we do mindset work. We go deep. Like we're in this bitch. And like seeing them be able to like set boundaries and like stand up for themselves and leave toxic relationships and get out of abusive relationships and like create a better life for themselves. Like oh, I'm in there like swimwear, like that lights me up.
Yeah. So talk to us about like when you were in Austin and you first, obviously you were still competing, you first started A Team,
Hmm.
like kind of what motivated you to start A Team, why you started it to begin with, and then the transition to, I kind of think it happened simultaneously, but moving to Tampa and then
Hmm.
becoming this version of the coach. So like the why then, and then I guess the what made you want to change that.
So when I was in Austin, I was dating Justin and he had Team Haley. And at that point, that was like the pinnacle,
Mhm.
right? Like, I mean, I feel like pretty much if you were in fitness, you knew about that community. And at the time, I wasn't coaching or anything. I was actually bartending and I was still competing. He was my coach. And when he would have like team meetups and like people would come from all over and want to connect with people that they've been talking to online and they would do all these things and he would have team calls and I would listen to him coach, I mean, every single day. And I was just like, I'm so obsessed with this. Like, I want that.
Yeah.
I want to have my own community with my own impact. And I want people to travel and connect and meet in person because it's all like-minded people and they have like similar goals. And you don't realize, we're all living parallel lives. Like, how many people have you met on A Team that you're like, holy fuck, like that sounds like you're telling me my story or like exactly what I've gone through. And so I saw this happen. I think that we were together for like a year. And then I was like, COVID happened and I lost my job. And I was like, honestly, no better time than the present. Like, I'd already been posting on social media for so long. I feel like I had built kind of like a lot of trust just because I was giving free advice and doing shit, posting workouts all the time with no intent to be a coach.
Right.
Like, I just loved it and I loved helping people and I loved giving people advice and I loved training and I loved all those things that like people would ask me like, "Oh, when are you going to start coaching?" And it was just like, oh,
Yeah.
like I'm like, no, imposter syndrome, I'm not going to do that. And then I was like, honestly, why fucking not? Why can't I do it?
Mhm.
And then also like kind of having Justin alongside of me, like at that time, like he was very much mentoring me and like I would be able to ask him. It was like honestly like the best situation. Like I'm
Right. Yeah.
super grateful for it. And I would tell him to this day, even though like things, didn't go great and they were very, very rough, but like I wouldn't be this person with
Yeah.
18 today without him. And like that, I will like be eternally grateful for that forever. Um, and so what was the next question?
Just like why you started and then I guess why you left Austin and kind of changed how you were running A Team.
So then that had gone on 18. What did we do for like 2 years, 3 years? I've had 18 for 5 years now, which is fucking insane. This year will be 5 years. And then when I was in Austin and I was living downtown, it's like you kind of can't heal in the same environment that broke you and like running in the same circles and having all of these like triggers and doing just the things that I could just feel that I outgrew, not the city or anything, but like the environment, because Austin is a very big fitness community. Like it is bodybuilders everywhere. I mean, they have so many different bodybuilding gyms, and like it's just like you kind of can't escape it. And I was like, how am I supposed to heal and figure out what I want to do next when this is like constantly in my face?
Mhm.
And I was like, I think I just need like a fresh start. Like I think I just need a fresh slate. And then once I got out of that environment, again, it's like you don't really know how bad something is affecting you until you're gone. When
Right.
I got to Tampa, I literally felt like I hadn't taken a breath of fresh air in years. And I got here and all of a sudden I just feel like I started to soften. And like I would just like lay on my patio and just cry and release and just like I was giving myself the space to be like, Megan, what do you want?
Right.
Mhm.
You want to lead this. You're in control. You lead this team. If you want to grow and you want to shift and you want to teach women what you're going through right now, the shift was more about I don't want women to experience what I just went through by myself.
Right.
Your
So if
business is always a reflection of like what you just went through and
yep,
how you choose to grow out of it. Like if anything, I like relate so much to that. Like I can sit and teach my girls what I just went through so that they can avoid it. Or maybe
for
we
sure.
can, or maybe they're going through it and they're
Or
like,
we can exacerbate
I
some.
needed it, like it's a reflection of the growth as a coach and a leader of what you choose to do with it.
For
Like,
sure.
I
And
res-
women especially, like, I feel like I'm in a definitely like I have the upper hand when it comes to coaching being a woman because, I've only ever worked with male coaches and I think that having a women coach just is different because it's like, how do you know how I'm feeling?
Mhm.
It's like what they say, like, no uterus, no opinion. It's like you can't tell me how I'm feeling. And like when I work with these women, I'm like, yeah, I know. Like, hey, I know where you're at. I see you. I have been there before and I'm going to help you get to where do you want to be this, and this? Oh my God, yes, cool. And I know how to get you there. It took me 2 years and we're going to do it in one, or we're going to do it in 6 months, or whatever, however, like, you know, um, however deep their symptoms are rooted. That's obviously like dependent on that. But I know that I can get you there and I'm confident because I've done it before and I've done it myself?
I think it's like super evident in the coaching too, because like I think about like just times that like I've gone through things and then you're just like very good at asking the right questions and allowing people to like come to the conclusion themselves without necessarily like, I'm your coach, do what I say.
Yep,
But you like trigger that. And so then it's like I come to this conclusion and then I'm experiencing the same growth or the same
for sure.
thing that you are. And I think that's like something that makes you such a good coach is like being able to lead people that way without them knowing it almost, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like you're like,
Hmm.
oh, okay, like I ended up here and like I did I came to it, I don't know, I came to it on my own conclusion type of thing. So I think that's really cool. And it's like a
Yeah,
rough
like a lot of when I ask questions, I mean, we can just use you for an example. It's like when you're kind of like spiraling, right? Because like we're like just all like in our heads so much about, oh my God, like well, my period's late, or it's like this or that. Like I just don't know what's going on. And then I'm like, okay, well, this, and this, and you're like, ah, fuck. I didn't think about that. I didn't even think about that, right? And then you're like, that makes sense. Or like something that you guys both know that I'm so big on is like educating. I'm like, here, let me break this down for you.
Yep.
And once you break it down and it lands, it just is so much easier to follow a plan, to understand. Like, it's just so much better when you're like, I know why this is happening in my body.
Well, and you've made me a better coach because like I knew that if I was going to do bodybuilding at all or I was going to do anything at all, like I needed someone, not because I necessarily had an ego, but like I know the basics. I know like I don't need someone to just give me a macro plan, give
For
me,
sure.
I want you to help me understand my body better. And I want you to
Sure.
help me understand what I'm getting myself into because like I also walked into bodybuilding knowing it's not the best for the female body. And I'm also in my like early 30s. This is probably not maybe the best time to even like really go into it because my hormones are kind of changing anyway. But I was like, so I need someone that actually very much understands this and is
Sure.
educate me and make sure that I don't wreck my shit while doing it because like
Yep.
I don't want that either. So like
Mhm.
you by being so in tune one with your own body and your own growth, but you also educating and you also
Yeah.
having that background. I was like, so
Yeah.
you can lead me,
Right
take
there to
great.
the fucking blonde in the front.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Have
Yeah.
it.
And I think it's important to be able to have that.
You needed me, Megan. You needed me to like get her. And I was like, looking, I was like, all right,
stalled.
I'll jump on a
All
call.
right.
Sure.
Okay, so I've always, when people like come up and ask questions about like nutrition or fitness
Mhm.
or mental health or whatever, all of these different types of things, my initial thought kind of is like, you could literally Google that, like to get a macro plan, to get a workout plan, like those types of things. And so when it comes, I guess kind of for both of you, but like when it comes to being a coach, like what do you guys think that you do that sets you apart from just like
Being
getting
able
a
to
work?
chat GPT it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
coaching is like, yes, it is giving macros, it is training somebody, showing them how to work out. But like we live in an age where you can like go on social media and do that. You can, so like why, what sets you apart, or like what do you want to set you apart as a coach or like as somebody who has influence in the space?
I mean, at the end of the day, like artificial intelligence, like isn't gonna care like about, they don't have compassion. They don't have like troubleshooting like we do to be able to understand like what foods, you need for whatever you're experiencing. Like if you're having digestive issues or if you're having hormonal issues, like if you're having hormonal issues and you're probably having digestive issues, or if you're having digestive issues, you're probably having hormonal issues. Like it's a whole like cascade of things that starts to happen. But I don't feel like the internet can diagnose that because there's so many things that it could be. Like the digestive tract is so intricate. The
Yeah.
women's hormone, like the endocrine system, so intricate, right? And like one symptom could be 10 other things.
Right.
So it's like, it's almost like, yeah, you can get a good understanding, but who knows if it's going to be the right program for you. And you won't know that either, right? Like how, if you don't know and they give you something, you're just going to believe it. So I feel like it's like more about having that trust,
Yeah.
knowing that like this is for me, like this is, all of my programs from the workouts to, I don't really do a lot of macros. I do more meal plans. And that's again custom towards your goals, your bodies, your palate. Like I want your food to be palatable for you. So it's more like getting that. And I've played with ChatGPT a ton when it comes to like meal plans and stuff, and it is not accurate at all.
Yeah.
Like I will build an entire meal plan in like the system that I have. And then I'll put it into ChatGPT and tell me how many calories this is, or tell me what this is meal breakdown. And it's so far off that I'm just like, and that's not true. Like I know that that's not true. I'm looking at the label.
Right, right,
Like
right.
there's still like it's artificial intelligence, but it's still so new that people can't just blindly trust it. It's like I have so many clients who are like, "Hey, I have this going on and I chat GPT'd it." I'm like, "Fuck me, dude." I'm like, "Well, why don't you just stop doing that and ask me what's going on? Because that's why I'm here." Because it's also like anything you search online, you can confirm.
Right.
Can I having a headache kill you? Yes. You can die from a headache. It's like, let's come on, be so for real.
Yes.
Like, and then
And
also being able to just to get the feedback, look at the body, what's happening.
I was
Like,
gonna say is
yeah, like
have the empathy or the eyes to understand and see what's actually going on, maybe even behind the scenes.
for
Like,
sure.
and that's where coaching comes in, especially our coaching as women, like comes into play because we can.
Because a skill could not move for 3 weeks, but your body looks completely different. And if you were being coached by AI, they would tell you, "Well, you're not making any progress."
Yes. And I
So
think too, like, I feel like as women too, like a lot of community and like connection heals a lot of things.
I
Just
mean, if you don't have a
heard.
community at this point in coaching, like you're not going to make it.
Right.
People don't want, I mean, some people do. I have a lot of clients who aren't active in the chat and they don't get on the team calls and they don't go. Some people really do just want to coach because now that my coaching has shifted so much, I work with a lot of moms.
Mhm.
I work with a lot of moms or just like older women who kind of like we said, they're 50, they're 45, they've never had blood work done before in their life. They don't even know they don't even know what to look for. They don't even know what to ask for. They don't even know what is going on. And they're like, they don't have time to be like yapping it up in a chat. So I get that, but I do feel like having the base of it because there's a lot of women who do.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, I've even said that on calls where it's like sometimes you just need to be in community with people and like process out loud and talk to people, and that heals a lot of things in itself. So anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we're not supposed to, I mean, we humans work best in packs.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the question was, where do you see A Team going now? Like, what is your
Your vision.
vision before A Team and this person that you have become and coach that you've become? Like, what does it look like now?
Oh man, this is a tough one. I envision a team just being long term. Like, I don't want to have coaches. I just want to run the show on my own because I truly believe that it's my baby and nobody is ever going to care about it the way that I do. And I've learned that through having coaches. And I mean, the coaches that I have on the team right now, they're fucking A plus plus. Like they're so incredible. But it's difficult when I want to keep going a direction with, you know, my growth in the community and the women that I want to impact. And there's a lack of alignment with that. I almost feel like I can't do what I want to do because I have to almost make sure that they're like, you know what I mean? So long term, my goals for A team are to not have, you know, assistant coaches, and I want to have like more I want to keep driving the health, like the women's health that I am, like the internal, and I want to take it to like seminars, and I want to just educate like as much as I possibly can because I've just realized that's the gap right now. And I do believe that women can take over the world if they knew what the fuck was going on in their body. So I want to keep driving it that way. And I'm starting to do a lot more, like I'm building out some courses right now so women can take these courses and they can learn on their own. Maybe they don't want to coach and maybe they don't have the money for a coach, but they can actually hear, I've broken this down for you module by module in fucking layman terms for you to understand what's going on in your body. That's a start. Right. So I'm building out courses, and I'm just trying to do a lot of different things so I can kind of feel like I can hit this from all angles because not a lot of people want to coach,
Yeah.
you know, but they want to know. And they're like, how can I learn X, Y, or Z? And I'm like, oh, you know, well, you can hire me. And they're like, yeah, well, I don't want to do that. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, what if you take this course? You can
Yeah.
take this course. So those are a lot of things that I'm working on right now. And in those people that are in those courses, it's still going to be like a community too. So almost like not a separate community because I still want them all to like be one, but they're going to be like maybe like in my mentorship or something. And then we're going to be able to do like retreats. You know what I mean? So we're going to be like, I want to do more retreats instead of like meetups. So kind of just shifting it away from being like a team, like of course we're going to be a team, but we're more of like a family, a community, and pushing these things to be retreats, where at the retreats I have people that specialize in what they're good at, because that's something that I learned too, is like I'm not going to do everything. I'm not wearing all the hats. I'm not becoming a somatic therapist. I'm not going to be teaching you yoga and then doing breath work. No, so I'm going to have people come in that like do those things, and we can have like a cacao ceremony, and we can have like, you know, yoga instructor, and we can have like a breath work. Like, we could do these things because I went to a retreat in December last year and I was like, I could do this. I want to do this. But I knew that I could do better, you
Yeah.
know? So I was like, you have to be a student before you could be a teacher in anything. So I went, and in my mind, I was like, okay, how could I elevate this experience? Something I feel like at retreats and like healing retreats and stuff that people are missing a lot is like fun.
Yeah.
It was like workshop after workshop after workshop. And I was like, can I get a fucking second? I haven't even processed
Yeah.
the breathwork session that we just did. And now I'm going over here and there was actually a lot. I was like, I'm going to sit this one out. What do you
Yeah.
mean you're going to sit this one out? I'm like, I, I feel good.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is also my experience, you know, and I don't want to go.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like the vision I see A team being more of like, retreats, workshops, things like that, where we can have more impact, but I don't necessarily have to take on more one-on-one clients just to have that level of impact. Because I don't want that you know, I used to like at one point I had like 100 clients.
Dude,
I don't know how I did it either. Because right now,
I don't know how you did that because like I'm
I don't know how either of y'all do it because I don't like that many messages.
people.
Can't do it.
I can't do it either. So I'm like, how can I spread impact without spreading myself too thin?
I think that that sounds really exciting and really like on brand for you. And I almost see like a team, maybe you keep calling it that, but I almost don't even see you calling it that for a while. Like,
I'm sure there will be a rebrand at some point. Like that doesn't feel like, you know,
yeah.
super aligned right now with what I want. Like I love it. I think once I fully don't have any competitors, because um, you know, the people that are competing with me right now, like it's special to me. It really is. And I feel so much more excited because I'm not at a show every weekend. So when it's like someone like you, Kate, like we actually have like a really good friendship, you know, like I will 100% be at your show. You know, it's like I love to do that because
You
it's not.
surprised me at my last one.
I know. I know. I was like, I can't do that again. That's not, she's gonna know. She's not,
Yeah.
no, it's not stupid. So, yeah, maybe a rebrand in the future for sure. But definitely don't see myself like stopping coaching for a really long time. I did actually just finish and got my real estate license, and I decided it's not what I want to do.
That's cool.
And you know what? You can change your mind, and that's okay.
Dude,
I was literally about to, when we were talking, well, when I was thinking through like the intro, I was like, that is like my favorite thing about you is like just your ability, like just change your mind.
Hmm.
Who cares? Like that was like the most impactful thing when I was getting out of the Marine Corps that you ever said was like, who cares if you do something and then you change your mind? I was like,
Yeah,
huh.
I went to the school and I was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, this is lit. I'm gonna sell the shit out of these houses. And I
Nice.
like envisioned it in my mind and I was like, oh my God, I want to have this and I want to be this type of realtor and I want this and I want all these things. And then I even had a job waiting for me as soon as I got done, like a fucking great one. And he's calling me, he's like, when are we gonna start? And I was like, dude, I don't know why. I just like don't have any desire to do it. And I'm like, I think I'm gonna sit on this for a while. Like it's not going anywhere. Like I'm licensed,
Yeah.
and you almost kind of think that the grass is greener. Like I had kind of told myself that I was like tired of coaching and like I didn't want to do it anymore. And I was like, I don't think you want to do what you're doing anymore. And that's the thing is, again, I love my coaches and they're not going anywhere for a while. But I was like, I got so wrapped up in trying to grow the team with having more coaches. And with that, you are their leader too, right? So I'm teaching coaches how to be coaches. And now we're breaking down, how to retain clients. And I'm teaching them how to, educate them on digestion and hormones. And I'm like, this isn't my passion. I'm not passionate about teaching a coach how to be a coach. I got away from my passion.
Yeah.
And that at the root is just like literally helping people. So then once I got back to that, I'm like, oh, I love this shit again.
yeah.
So what do you think? So, I mean, for people that don't know, like obviously you've been in business for 5 years. Businesses typically, like what do they say? 90% don't survive the first 3 years or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like yours is obviously not only survived, but like you're a very, very
Right.
successful coach and business owner. And so what do you think is kind of the driving factor behind that? Or like, what made you succeed and other people don't? What's the thing that you think has helped the most?
I think people just try too many things. They don't stick to one thing long enough to see if it lands. They like, especially now, it's like with there being every industry is saturated, right? Like it's not a saturated industry, like you just have to stand out. And I think that people are trying so hard to be something else, somebody else, and there's a lack of authenticity. And they're trying to like throw shit against the wall and see what sticks, which builds like that breaks trust,
Right.
right? Like so people don't trust them. So I feel like the reason like why I was so successful was like I built a brand and you are your brand. I built myself and like I've never wavered on like even though I've changed, like at the core, like my core values haven't changed and like who I am as a person, like you guys could just be like, yep, that's just Megan.
Mhm.
Like that has never wavered. So consistency and just continue to show up. People just stop showing up and
Yeah.
they just like they'd never give it the time to actually fucking work because here's the thing is they say someone has to see something from you 7 times before they even buy from you, right? So get this, I'll get on a call with someone and they're like, yeah, I've been wanting to hire you for about 4 years. So if you're 1 year into business and people just start watching you and they're like, oh, I really want to hire Kate, but like maybe not. Let me just see. Let me just see like what she keeps doing. Then another year goes by and like, dude, I really like how like Kate's growing and what she's doing. Third year, they're like, you know what? Fucking, I'm hiring her. But people don't ever get to that point because they give up.
People don't understand that you are nurturing your audience. You're like consistently, the more like value that you put out to them, you're nurturing them to want to work with you. And then they end up staying with you for much longer than just like that quick sell of 30 days. Like, I'm just like, oh, I'm just in it for like, you want people because like especially what you and I do, like we're changing lives. And that's so much longer than like 21-day boot camp or even like
Yeah, for sure.
the little challenges that I run, like I get them in for my 6 to 7, 8 week challenges. I'm like, this is how to do it for life. I'm like,
Yeah,
this is how you
for
do this for
sure.
life. Like, and so
Like habit changing and behavior, rewiring behaviors that you've been doing your whole life. You think that takes 3 months?
yeah.
You can't even make a baby in 3 months.
Yeah.
You think you can rewire your subconscious in 3 months?
Yeah.
That's the problem, you know, and like people also we do live in a society where there's a lot of quick fixes, but they're temporary fixes, right? Like, yes, you can go take Ozempic, you can go take fucking any sort of whatever you want, but if you don't change the behaviors that got you there in the first place, you're going to end up right back there again.
Right.
It's not a
Worse
fix it
off,
anything.
like actually worse off than when you got to starting to use that.
Yep.
That's a very hot topic to me right now. I'm sure you're hearing it a lot. I'm hearing
Of
it a lot.
what?
Like, oh, I was on Ozempic for 5 months and then I gained things back and now my digestion is off, or now my hormone like this is off, or
But
whatever.
people just like they don't want to do the work, but the thing is like you're gonna have to do it at some point.
Yep.
So like, you know, that's like something that I even drive like when I'm getting on an onboarding call with somebody, you know, I'm like, okay, so if you don't want to move forward today, you're gonna call me in 6 months, up another 20 pounds, because what you're doing right now isn't working.
Yeah.
It's not working. You don't know what to do. People try to do everything on their own. It's like, would you have all of these check engine lights on in your car and just be like, I'm just gonna Google it and then I'm gonna fix it myself? No, you wouldn't. So why don't we treat our bodies the same as we treat our fucking car?
Yep.
Do you go get a maintenance for your car every year? Oop, light comes on, maintenance check. That's your blood work.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's go see what's going on in the engine. Oh, cool, blood work, right? A light comes on in your car, you're not just like ignore, and that's what happens when you send your body sends a signal, and you're like ignore, then another light comes on, and you're like ignore, and then another one comes on, and you're like, holy fuck, my car is breaking down. I can't drive my car anymore, and that's literally what is happening in female bodies. Is they're just like ignore, 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 and you're like, my engine just blew up, and you're like, yeah, no shit, you know.
I always say get coaching while you need an oil change, not while your car's on the side of the road burning up.
But the biggest issue is in like what I'm trying to like drive in my content right now is women don't know what they've normalized it. So they don't even know that they need help, right? The issue is like, oh my God, I'm not supposed to crash midday. I thought that was just because I'm a woman and I'm tired and I work hard. And I'm like, a nap at 2 p.m., needing a nap at 2 p.m. is crazy.
Yes.
If you can't keep your eyes open.
With pregnancy, where you know what I'm talking about, that of like those aren't normal symptoms. I mean, like a little bit, you know, a little food aversion, a little but like you shouldn't feel like that the whole time.
I feel like most women that have had bad pregnancies, if you look back, they probably haven't been taking care of themselves very well. Because again, like even like your period, you know, like your period is your monthly report card. It tells you how well you've been sleeping, how hard you've been training, how well you've been taking care of yourself. And when my period hits and that thing sucks, I'm like, that tracks.
Yeah. Checks out. No.
I'm like, let's see, I pulled 3 all-nighters. I'm just kidding.
5 guys.
I was in Miami for 10 days. I don't think I've eaten a strawberry in a minute. I deserve this. I deserve this. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
Like knowing those things, I think is so, it's like, it's a cheat code to life.
Literally.
When something goes on in my body, I'm like, I know what it needs right now. Right now, I know exactly what it needs and I can correct it.
Before, like while we're talking about just kind of women recognizing and like growing and all kind of segue here, we have like some like rapid fire questions, but before we get to those to wrap up, I wanted to ask like so that our audience, because you are both of our coaches and have been our coach for me for like 2 seasons pretty much, you know, in bodybuilding, and like her for
3 years.
3 years.
You could say 2 years. You could say 2 years.
2 years. Yeah. Well, I couldn't remember how long we've been together actually. I was like,
I don't know how long a season is, you know, like there's like 6 months. Is it?
What is the biggest growth that you've seen in us as individuals? And you can start with that.
Thank you.
Don't start with
Okay.
I was gonna start with there anyway.
Don't start
I was gonna start like that, you know.
The biggest growth for stomach.
Yeah.
Currently.
her titties.
Dude, I miss you guys. So for you, Abigail, like the biggest transformation is the energy shift of when you started with me, you were extremely masculine. And I think that's what drew you to me in the first place, because that's how I was. And again, you're attracting what you are. So I know that I like kind of called you in because you're like, oh, I need this tough bitch to tell me shut the fuck up and do what I'm told. And you were so in that masculine energy that all of your signals were off. Like you were extremely anxious. You thought that that's just how you were. You thought you were just an anxious person. You were just like kind of normalized all of these things. Like you were just living so out of body that like now you are so calm. Like your energy is extremely grounding, and it didn't, I don't say it never used to be like that, but since we were together, it wasn't that way. You're so much more connected to yourself. You know how to slow down. You know how to listen to your body. You know how to give yourself grace. Like you know these things, and you know when you need them now, and you don't need me to tell you anymore. And like watching you go from being in that toxic masculine energy to being more, I mean, you're literally about to be a mom. So I just don't think it's not a coincidence how this has all kind of played out to where if you found out you were pregnant last year, I don't even know how you would have responded. You would have been out of control. And it's like now you know how to handle stress and know that like it doesn't have to control you. Stress is going to come. Like life is always going to be stressful, but you know how to handle stress. It used to control you. One thing went wrong in your day and your whole fucking day was just like
Oh, yeah.
wrong. And now it's like, oh, well, it is what it is. Like I can't control that. So like I'm just gonna keep moving forward. And it's like it's so beautiful to see that because you're happier. You're so much happier. And like I just love watching that growth in you. And like now you get to like transfer that and be a mom and like you know what it's like to have that nurturing side now because you're in touch with those feminine traits. And now you get to really just execute. You know what I mean? Versus like probably being pregnant when you're in that masculine energy, you might feel like that disconnection of like, okay, like I mean, I know these nurturing cues are gonna come through because I have a baby in me, but
Right.
like I almost don't want them. And
Yeah.
now I feel like you kind of like are getting like you desire them now. Like you know that this is like your purpose right there. It's like I'm gonna be a fucking great mom.
Mhm.
And you're gonna be able to take everything that you've learned and like having a daughter, I think with everything that you've experienced, like it's going to be so incredible because you're so emotionally intelligent now. Like you've just learned so much about everything that you're going to be able to have incredible communication with her, and you're going to teach her how to be like a boss bitch that stands on business, but also like you can cry and like I'm going to fucking hold space for you and you know how to do that. You're not going to be like a suck it up type of mom.
Well, and I think that's like why it's like it was meant to be this way, like when we started working together to now, because like I don't think me 3 years ago would have hired current Meg.
For
Yeah.
sure.
And
Yeah.
so like kind of worked out perfectly in that to be able to have that transformation and like be the way I am now and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think it's just cool how things work out that way.
No, 100%. I agree with that. Like I don't ever think that like things don't happen exactly how they're supposed to happen every single time. And
Exactly.
I know that there's people that probably are like, yeah, I don't want that, Meg, but that's okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then for you guys are both very similar with kind of like the things that you were struggling with prior of like the something you're really, really working on right now. And like I love watching you grow in your business. Like the biggest growth that I've seen in you is not putting so much pressure on yourself. Like one of your things that we working through is like she's like is, there's no like you're finding worth and productivity has changed. It doesn't matter how hard you work. You're not finding value in that because your 15-hour days or 16-hour days don't make you worthy, right? You working while they sleep and grinding while they eat and all that shit. It's like it's not making you a better you. It was actually pulling you away from that and your entire shift within yourself, getting out of again that same masculine energy. But you have to have people think you have to have that to run a successful business. Well, you have to be, disciplined and logic, and you have to have all this structure and all of these things. But you're learning that there is duality and that you can also be soft and flowy and you can kind of just like flow with the day more. And you're just like, well, the same thing like I said with Abigail, like that's not out of my control anymore. Like I can't control that. We just recently went through a lot of digestive issues. And that's not uncommon in prep when you combine owning a business with the prep of like the stress of prep and the stress of life and the stress of training. Like there is so much, right? And last year you would have added more to that yourself. you would have been calling me crying every day, panicking, you know what I mean? And now you get to just be like, I know it's gonna work out. Like you have so much more trust in yourself, Kate. The biggest thing I think that I've seen in you is like you trust yourself. And
Mhm.
when you started with me, you didn't trust yourself. And I've seen your confidence shift from that because you know not only are you gonna do the things that you say that you're gonna do, it's gonna work out. And you know that every decision that you've made has led you to where you are right now, and you love where you are. And
Mhm.
when you love where you are, you're like, wait, okay, so is there actually a wrong decision? No, like I don't regret any of my decisions, even the dumb ones, because it's like they somehow shaped me to get here. And like I just love seeing you anchor yourself into like trust because I've seen you have self-love like I've never seen you have before. Like I can see like you really fucking love yourself. And like I love that because I'm always like for all my clients, but like, you know, you guys, I'm like, man, I just wish that they saw them the way that I see them.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like that's starting to kind of like come a little bit more to light. Like I can see, you know, even just like, you know, though you can tell someone's confidence just like the way they take pictures. You know what I mean? And like the body language of things and like how they're moving with their body. Like you're so connected to yourself now. And you're like, okay, I think this is happening because of this. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna sleep the rest of the day. Like last year, Kate sleeping at 2 p.m. watching a movie, fucking what?
I would have had
Yeah.
a panic attack.
She
I
would
would
have
have been like,
never.
why am I doing this?
Yes.
Right. Like you never allowed yourself to rest.
No.
Like it was like, okay, well, it's 2 p.m. I need to be working. There's always something I could be doing. And I relate to that so fucking hard. But it's like, as women, we are not meant to be working 12-hour days, 7 days a week. Like that's a man's job. That's the energy that they need to be in. But in our
That's
hustle
a boy job. That's for
right
boys.
now, our hustle culture is making women think that they can take that on and nothing's gonna happen. Like, yeah, you could take it on and you could be a boss bitch that doesn't sleep and fucking works and she like makes all this money and has all this success, but like you're gonna be so disconnected. You're gonna be so out of body. Like you're gonna get to a point where you have reached burnout. I mean, we've all reached burnout before. So yeah, both of you guys like massive, massive transformation since the time that we started together, like truly.
And that, and the reason I asked that question, because like obviously you have that perspective, but that is why I wanted something for our viewers to go, that's why I hire a coach. Okay.
Yeah.
Because chat can't fucking do that.
No.
Like chat can't like look at the whole picture and be like, this is why you're in the healthiest place. This is why you were able to get pregnant. This is why you were, because like you can look at, like as coaches, we can look at the whole picture and know that it's not going to take 3 months, 6 weeks, whatever, to get you where you really need to be, because it's so much more than like, well, I want to lose 15 and 20 pounds. Like something I tell my clients, I'm like, that's going to be the byproduct of the work that we're
Yeah.
doing. Like
Yep.
that's gonna be the byproduct.
It's all like it literally it's like a web.
Yes.
It's all tangled and people don't realize how much the like the your psyche and your fucking everything matters. It all comes together like it's one big piece of the puzzle. And you don't know unless you have somebody showing you a different perspective. And I think that's something that sets me aside with coaching is I bring a different perspective.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, that I see, that makes sense, but what if you thought about it like this?
Yeah.
And then it's like, huh,
Well, I took a problem
perspective
to
shift
you.
is everything.
I took a problem to you the other day, like I don't know, 2 days ago, and I was like, man, I feel like what did I say? I was like, I cleared my plate of other things that I was doing, right? Like I removed impact, I removed compete every day, I removed things. And I was like, it's just me and my coaching. And I've never felt happier. I feel relieved. I feel like I'm sighing, but also like, I feel like this like energy of like, I should be doing something though. There's something I need to be doing. And yes, there's always something to be doing. Like there's things that I could be working on, content I can be creating, but I was just like, but I could also just like sit in this and not like just go do something all the time. Like I could just sit with this and it be enough. And like you were like, yeah, that's you, your nervous system, like recalibrating to what you're doing versus like, because
What it's used to.
you're used to it. And I was
It takes a long time for that to like really like you're gonna keep feeling those things here and there. Like that's what the growth is and the journey is. It's like not every day is gonna be a 10 out of 10 day where you're like, I'm growing. That was fucking awesome. Like you're gonna be like, damn, like I felt myself really anxious today because I felt like I was being lazy and I felt like I should be doing something. And that's gonna happen, right? It's gonna take more time for you to be like, nah, I'm vibing. Like you're Is all your work done? Are you why do you have to create more work? Why do we need busy work?
Yeah.
We don't need
Yeah, I
fucking
texted Megan, I was like done with my work at like 2 p.m. and I was like,
What do I do
and
now?
I was also done with my,
I told her, I was like, you should take a nap.
yeah, she goes, you should take a nap. And I was like, what? So I literally sit on the couch.
She's on Google, she's like, what is a nap?
Yeah. I turned on a show and I was like sitting on the couch. It was like 4:30 and I was like,
I'm gonna get arrested.
is this
Dude, when I first started kind of shifting out of that, and I was working with a coach. This is, for everyone listening, I've had so many different types of coaches. I've had life coaches, I've had fucking female mentors, I've had like somatic therapists. Like I've had so many different types of coaches because I'm like, I just want to know everything.
Yep.
And when I started, I wouldn't even take like work breaks, like during the day, just like all day, on, eat at my desk, eat while I'm like just always working. And when I started to like learn what regulation really means in your nervous system, she forced me, and like I do what I'm told when I hire a coach, right? Like I'm not gonna hire you and then not do what I'm told, and be like, oh my God, I didn't work. So in 1 hour, I want you to block out 1 hour. Like, what do you love to do? Like, if you're not working, I was like, honestly, I just love laying by my pool and just like we have this waterfall and I just love listening to it. She's like, I want you to block off 1 hour in the middle of your day. And I'm like, the middle of my day? Oh my God. And she's like, yeah, just go out there and like read a book. And just every time I did that, I'd fall asleep. I started doing that and I fell asleep for like a month. And she's like, yeah, you're so dysregulated that your body doesn't know how to relax that, or like when it does, you just fall asleep because you're so burnt out and you're so exhausted. For an entire month, I went out there every single day and read for an hour. And I didn't read, I fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then I would wake up and I'm like, oh God, all disheveled and shit. And like by the time like I started getting myself out of that, and then I was able to like, I continue it, you don't believe, like it just becomes your baseline. It just becomes your baseline.
And I feel like you can tell that you're regulating yourself when you like look at creativity. Like I feel like my creativity started to come back, and I feel like that came with you as well.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, you too,
Yes.
like dancing and like all this stuff, and yeah, I mean, I just like noticed that of like, oh, I want to do like this in the kitchen, or I want to make this, or I want to cook this,
Oh,
and
yeah.
like you just like
Part of a feminine quality is creativity. Creativity is one of it, and flow. And when we have these rigid, structured schedules, if your day is planned out from the moment your feet hit the ground till you go to bed, there's no time for flow. There's nothing. There's no intuition. It's like, oh, this is what I'm doing. It's like, well, what if that changes? And most women believe this is, oh God, this is the most important thing right now with women in the hustle culture society, is that they think that because of their structure and their strict schedule, it's a false sense of control. You are so afraid of stepping out of that structure because you don't trust yourself. You have no trust that if you don't have your day planned to a T, you don't know what the fuck you're gonna do. So what if something happens? And those are the people that when something happens in their day that throws off their schedule, they spiral. They
those
fucking
are the people that are flipping you off when they're driving.
And I'm like this. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm like, hope your day gets better.
Right.
Those like you really do, like you can be unbothered when you can have the flow of like, damn dude, I got a flat tire and that threw my entire day off. Like I don't have my food with me and I have to sit here. I don't know how long they're gonna be. That's gonna push my next appointment back. Like, damn, this is tough, but like it is what it is. Like, it is what it is, instead of just like the next spiral to the next, the spiral to the next, because then you start to collect that energy, and it's like the energy that you're always putting out there. Like, if people are like, oh my God, this would happen to me, like, I just have such bad luck. I'm like, yeah, because your energy sucks.
Yeah.
And that's what you're attracting. You're a magnet of that. Same thing with relationships. Like, oh my God, all I do is just date all these guys with red flags. I'm like, you must be giving red flag energy.
You're right.
And attract this emotionally intelligent, successful, fucking conscious king, when you're not that, like that's not gonna happen. So yeah.
Okay. On that note.
On that note, period.
We have all day.
Hey, I have rapid fire questions, but
Okay.
I didn't tell you what they were on purpose. So
Oh, you didn't?
yeah, on purpose. Because I want to know the initial, like, what do you think?
Okay.
They're fun. They're like some of them are fun. Okay, if you were president for a day, what would be the first three things that you did?
I would change the food system. I would change education in the school system. And I would fix the healthcare.
Very well. Okay, those are good.
Good.
Mine were way more selfish than that. So, uh,
I'm like, I want to change people's lives, and you're like,
what
I
is
would
the
make
world?
Abigail's like, I want to go into Air Force One. I want to fly around.
Yeah.
I
I
Oh,
want
what I would do? Oh no, I would change shit
diagonal
so
participants.
quick. I would change it.
Okay, what is the single thing you think that if everyone did, it would completely change their health? One thing.
10,000 steps a day.
I'll die on that hill.
Just, just,
Um,
just walk more. You
literally.
have to really try to get fat. You really do.
Yeah, agreed. Most toxic thing you've ever done in a previous relationship? Ooh.
Ooh.
You're blessed in me. Um,
Or
I
toxic trait you have.
I used to be like, look through your phone when you're asleep.
Uh-huh.
And when like I would go, when we would go out and I knew this man was gonna be asleep for like, I mean, out cold, it was like a high. I couldn't wait to just go sit
Like looking
in the
for
living room and go through everything. And then I would just get so mad. And I was so toxic, but I couldn't stop doing it. And every time I looked, I found something and I didn't do anything about it.
I used to always say, I'm like, if you look, you're gonna find something that's gonna make you mad.
Yeah, I used to be like, I mean, I didn't, yeah, I used to be a jealous bitch.
Which is,
Jealous.
I don't feel like you're like that anymore.
No.
Okay, single best investment you made in yourself that propelled your business forward.
Getting the mentorship for sure, like having guidance and being okay with not knowing that I don't know everything and I can't do everything on my own. I tried to do it on my own for so long, and then I was just like, something's not working. I need help. And that propelled me so far forward. I mean, we grew like 480% that year, all because I asked for help.
Yep, that's crazy. 180%. Okay,
Yeah.
I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
golly.
I know the lore. It was
Yeah.
amazing. It was incredible. It was amazing.
It was, yeah.
Okay, worst mistake you've ever made in business.
In business, my
Yeah.
business,
You could do one of each.
like
Yeah.
my business,
Well, like it doesn't have to be necessarily like 18, but investment or just like business.
work mistake. God, that one's tough. Rapid fire. I can't think of anything right now. There's no doubt.
You'd be like, I don't think I did anything wrong. So
No, I know that I did shit wrong.
Higher
Um,
back.
I think hiring my friends.
mm-hmm.
That's kind of
Hiring my friends. You figured I was gonna say that?
but I
Yeah.
was curious.
Yeah. I think that just like hiring people that were really close to me, because it does change the relationship, and like you have to wear too many hats, and I didn't know how to do that. So like I had to be a boss, a coach, a friend all in one. And it was like, okay, so who are we right now? Are we just friends, or what are we doing? I'm like it was just I would never do that again.
Yeah, that's fair. What about fitness? Worst fitness mistake you've ever made?
Oh, I mean, I took every single PED you could possibly take. If it was on the list, I'm like, all right, run it up. I'm like,
Run it up.
my fucking PED list was like a laundry list.
Hey, but now you know about them. That's why we should diet. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm just kidding.
I don't even think I do, because when I was being told what to do when it came to enhancements, I would like just do it. I'm not like, oh, worst mistake. You know what I did one time? I took the wrong PED and I took like double the dose. This is actually for junior nationals. Nobody knows this story. The junior nationals where I got fourth before I turned pro. So I was taking Nolvadex, which essentially, to break it down, is supposed to like kind of get that last little bit of fat off, make you like super like grainy, dry, whatever you want to call it. And I was taking fake Nolvadex. And so it was doing the opposite to me. And I accidentally misdosed it one day. I was supposed to be taking like 20 milligrams, and I took like 80. And I turned into a water buffalo. Like I could pull my skin out like this. And I call Matt, I'm like, what's happening? Like I'm literally, there was like, it was so scary. Like when I could stretch my skin, I could see the water sitting on he was like, what happened? I was like, I accidentally took 80 milligrams. And he was like, you have fake Nolvadex, because that's not what it should have done. And he goes, that makes so much sense what happened at Junior Nats, because he was like, I could not figure out why your body wasn't responding the way that like all of my math and all of the paperwork, it just wasn't doing what I wanted it to. But guess what? If I would have never done that, I would have never known, and we would have kept taking
That's
it.
true. So actually, it worked out.
Is that crazy?
That sounds like my
I would have
worst
freaked
nightmare.
out.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was literally like 2 weeks out.
Yeah, I would have been in full panic.
And he was like, nope, I'm expediting new stuff to you right now. Like that is fake. And I'm like, oh shit.
Also stressful because it's like,
I'm like, so what was it then?
yeah, exactly. Like, what did I
I
just
didn't know it. I was taking it for like, I mean, a few months.
Very, yep. Okay, that takes the cake. Yeah. All right. Anyway, favorite beauty hack.
Ooh, I like this one. Beauty hack. Favorite beauty hack. Botox. No, I'm just kidding. It's not a hack. Skincare, really hack. Huge. My makeup goes on better. My makeup's fucking fantastic. So, best thing to happen to me with my, is getting a good setting powder. Setting powder. That shit makes me look like
I know, but share some brands.
Yeah,
I just actually bought the Chanel one.
Yeah, that's a good
It's a little bit more pricey, but it's huge. It's huge and it's gonna last me like the rest of my life.
Uh-huh. Okay, what skincare?
What?
What skincare?
I use Skin Better.
Oh yeah.
So like the main things that I think that you should be using for your skin, everyone should be using a vitamin C, moisturizer, vitamin C, and retinol. Retinol, fine lines, wrinkles, help with that. Vitamin C, just like the antioxidants and everything in there, and then a moisturizer. But SPF every day, hack. If you're not wearing SPF every single day, you are aging yourself.
And here, like put
Yep,
it.
on your neck. I pull the retinol.
I have a non-toxic caffeinated face sunscreen, and
What?
Share it. What the heck?
Non-toxic caffeinated. What? How are you caffeinating your face?
apparently, and it works.
Did it work? What do you mean? What happened? I need to know.
I just feel like I look more awake. Like I legit, I put my moisturizer on in the morning, and then I put my sunscreen on. I'm like, I feel like I look better.
I need you to take it before and after.
Okay, well, you're like, I'm not buying it till I see the actual results.
Yeah, I've been locked in my skincare for like, I used to use just a bar of Dove soap on my face
Yep.
till about a year ago.
I use Head and Shoulders 2-in-1, so I'm like,
Hair?
uh-huh.
How do you have such good hair?
I don't anymore, but I did for a long time.
Well, I was like, your hair is great. I'm doing hair masks and if I could put onions in my hair and trying to get it to grow and
Bleach.
you what?
That's because you bleached it for 10 years. Last one. Actually, two more, sorry. Biggest social media pet peeve.
Say that again?
Biggest social media pet peeve.
Dude, I have a lot. I have a lot of icks with social media. My biggest one though, that takes the cake. This one sounds gonna be a little cutthroat.
Yeah.
Girls trying to build a brand off their body that somebody else helped them get.
Mm-hmm.
You had a coach that helped you get there, and now you're going to sell your body to get other people is crazy to me.
Is that how you feel when people step on stage one time and then become a coach?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I feel
Absolutely. Like you know how to follow the plan. You don't know how to make the plan because let me tell you, that last week of prep is like on the coach.
right.
Like you're doing all the work. I just built the plan, but that last week, it's all about being able to like stress mitigation and get inflammation down and like read like how your body's responding to what. And like you've collected the data throughout the prep of how they respond to refeeds and how they respond better to refeeds or breaks or what do they need or whatever. And it's just like, how do you know that? I mentored with Dom for an entire year. I mean, I still mentor with him, and I still like have questions. So I'm like, you competed once and you know what? How to put
Well,
the
I'm fully convinced those
tan.
coaches are chat GPTing their meal plans.
Well, I also think that those types of coaches are really dying. I don't think a lot of people are doing that anymore because the coaching industry's grown so much that people are looking for credibility now.
Right.
They're looking for a lot.
When I would like coach them in body, be like, do you coach? But I was like, no. I have one, no desire. Two, I would not know what the hell I'm doing towards like the last 6 weeks. I'm like, no, I don't think about anything. I just do what Megan tells me to do. Like I don't.
Yeah. And then it's also hard too because like with prep comes a lot of things, especially for women. It's like you just had all those digestive issues. Like, how are you supposed to know that your stomach acidity could be too low and that's what's not breaking down the food and
Lauren's, was it her coach?
Yeah.
That said, eat more blueberries or something, and I was like, what? Anyway.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, last one. Worst coaching call you ever had with a prospective client? What'd they do?
You guys are savage. What if they listen?
You won't know.
Worst coaching call.
Like
Oh,
a sales call type of thing.
yeah, yeah. Actually, it was pretty recent. It was pretty recent. Actually, kind of caused a little cascade of Instagram posts. So I get on a call with this girl who has every single thing wrong with her hormones and her digestion and her mind that you could possibly imagine. She's on antidepressants. She needs this medication to sleep. She just had a baby like maybe a year ago or 2 years ago. She hasn't had. She's on her period every day. Just doesn't stop bleeding, except for like 5 days out of the month. Doesn't stop bleeding, can't get out of bed in the morning, no energy, all this stuff, gaining weight. She's like literally by perfect.
Let me fix you.
And her husband doesn't, her husband thinks that her symptoms are made up, that everything she's doing is like her mindset, and that that her symptoms aren't real, and she just needs to like toughen up and just go to the gym and just get up and do this. Here's the kicker is she owns her own business. She's very successful, very, very successful. And so it has nothing to do with finances. And she was like, I'm actually not going to sign up because he's going to divorce me. She told me that he would divorce her
We were just talking about this.
if she got help. I was like, perfect. So then you'll be single. And I literally said that. But I mean, I've had like worse ones where it was just like, people like telling me what they're gonna do. And I'm like, so what would I be doing here? But that one for me was like, dude, I've never seen someone have like that many problems and then say that like never, actually, thank you for your 45 minutes of your day. I'm actually not gonna move forward because I just feel like he's gonna leave me if I do.
It's like, didn't you know that when you jumped on the call? That's what we were talking
I'm
about.
like, well, I know I really want to start charging for sales calls, but I don't have that in me. I have a moral compass. I'm just like 45 of my time, like minutes of my time that I'm never gonna get back today. For you to just tell me at the end of the day that your husband's gonna divorce you.
So
Great.
annoying. Well, that's all the rapid fires I had. Do you have anything?
Ask me one, Kate.
Ask you what, a rapid fire? She's the one that came up with all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wait, there was a question that you guys were gonna ask that you didn't ask that I did want to say.
Oh, I
Um,
see.
you were gonna ask me the 3 things that you wish women all knew
Oh,
about
yeah.
their health.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
And
that.
that was one that I think that
We can end the call with that because I think
okay.
that's gonna like kind of summarize and be really impactful. The reason I didn't ask it was because I was like, man, I kind of feel like we're kind of covering all the things that we think women should, like we
Yeah.
kind of in just talked about them. But yeah, what 3 things do you wish women knew about health, about their health, and how do you think it would actually help them live a better life?
One that we did touch on, but I wanted to like make sure that like I put it back in that your period is your monthly report card. If you have extremely painful cycles, you're really heavy bleeding, if you have all these PMS symptoms, there's something that's causing that. That's just not normal. You know how many women have normalized, I've always had bad periods since I was a teenager, and I'm just like, that's something's been wrong with you since you were a teenager then. Like we're missing something, right? So that's a very, very big one. You can pretty much heal all things through changing your environment and regulating your nervous system. It's not that hard. You don't need all these other things. You need to figure out what's going on and regulate your nervous system. That is going to be the key to healing. You can get any supplement, you can get all the blood work, you can get any medication in the world, but if you don't fix the environment that got you there in the first place, you're never going to heal. Your body's never going to feel safe enough to heal.
Yep.
And then the last one being if you have to do several hours of cardio to get lean and you're eating 900 calories to lose weight, there's something wrong because it shouldn't take you that much for your body to lose weight. There's something wrong. And you need to hire somebody to help you get out of that because you have completely crushed your metabolism. And if you've crushed your metabolism, then you probably are going to start to crush your hormones. And if you can get those things under control, you're going to be able to lose fat a lot quicker because your body has to feel a certain level of safety to be able to drop body fat. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't care that you want to be lean. It cares about homeostasis. It cares about creating an environment to make a baby. And if you cannot create a baby, it's because you have not created the environment where your body feels safe enough to house a child.
Well, that's it. That's all I had. Really, that last thing is like something I'm trying to get a lot of women to understand too, is like if your body does not feel safe, it's
Yep.
not going to lose weight. It's not your body has
I
to,
won't even make a period.
yeah, like nothing will happen if like your outside factors or even like inside factors don't change. And there's so much more to like getting on a meal plan and then doing exercises like to lose weight. Like that's not,
Yep.
your body has to feel safe.
It's not doing more. Like doing more is not going to help. It's not going to be. I
No.
just no. You actually need to work less hard.
Yeah,
Like
you need
Less.
to
Actually
actually,
go
my
sleep for
body looks
10
the
and a half
best that it ever has in my fucking life, and I work out like twice a week.
Yeah.
yep.
Yep.
And why does nobody question why they feel the way they feel? Like,
Yeah.
there's
Why is there's no self-inquiry? No, because they're just like, oh, it is what it is. Nothing is what it is, even an injury. When people are like, oh, my knee just hurts. I tore my ACL in high school. I'm like, you're 40. So
it shouldn't hurt anymore.
yeah, I'm like, our bodies are self-healing and they're always adapting. So if it still hurts, it's because something's not right. Like, oh, it just is what it is. I'm like, you don't have to live in pain. You don't have to live with these symptoms. You don't have to live in pain. You don't have to live with anxiety. Like, you're in fucking control.
When
So
you told
drive
me,
this
I
fucking
don't.
bus.
Yeah. You told me you were like, I was like not sleeping great. And I was like, hey, you were like, you're in control of that, right? You don't have to like not just like be okay with not sleeping great. Cause I don't have a kid. You don't have someone like waking me up and stuff like that. But I was just like, oh yeah, I guess I could fix it if I really wanted to.
Dude, so controversial and people get so hot about this, but I don't believe in anxiety. I think you make it up. Oh, I have anxiety. I'm like, no, you don't. You're using it as a mask because you don't actually want to figure out why you're anxious. You don't have anxiety. It's
Well,
not a
I
disease. What
feel
is it? It's a dysregulated. You're dysregulated. It's not a disease. You don't. I was born with anxiety. I mean, get a fucking life. What? You were not born with anxiety.
put that.
Yeah.
Put that right there.
That's Megan's intro, everybody.
Oh, that's so well. Okay, wait, you'll die at this. So when we were talking about like, hey, this is what we're gonna talk about, I was telling her, I go, at first I was gonna tell her we are talking about politics, abortion, this, and then I go, but it wouldn't be funny because she would talk about every single one of those things without a care in the world.
I'm like also like the best like the podcast guest because they're like, oh, like I'll get the notes over to you. I'm like, I mean, no rush. Like I'm not gonna make notes. You're gonna ask me a question. I'm gonna know the answer. I don't need to like go look, like what am I gonna say? I don't know.
Don't
Like,
care
hey, do you guys think you can give me a brief description? So just so I like have something in my brain. Like
That's how I am. I'm like, I just know this is gonna go whichever way it's gonna go
100%.
anyway.
I know, we've been talking for 2 hours.
Seriously. Well, I guess on that note, we should probably
Yeah, we should probably wrap up.
All right. Thank you guys so much for having me.
love you. Thanks
you.
so much for being
Yep.
our first.
What an honor.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.